Okay, so I decided to make this video for all the Duramax cabin chassis owners out there that are frustrated because they can't find a aftermarket exhaust. So after looking online for a couple hours and not finding one, I finally talked to somebody in technical support, I think it was from Summit, and asked him if this model would work. And he told me, no, that will not work for a cabin chassis because all the hanger brackets are in the wrong spot. So I thought, well, if that's all it is, I got some basic cutting, fabricating skills. I'll buy it, see if I can't make it work. So this 04 Lb7. Unfortunately, it's a California emissions truck. It's got the EGR valve, cooler, smog, of course, catalytic converter. There's the old shit. So this was, I used to work and live in California. Now that I'm retired, me and my truck are retired, living in Arizona where there is no emissions in the area I live, I decided to give this a shot. So I bought it. This is what I come up with. It shows installing the first one comes off the turbo downpipe, and then the second 37-inch piece. Well, on a cabin chassis model, right after this pipe, right here, there's a frame rail cross member that sticks above the bottom section of the frame rail, and it's for adjusting the torsion bar. So this won't work. This piece basically runs right into it. So what I also found out on cabin chassis, this part back here that's bent to go under a tube frame rail cross member for a regular pickup is not on a cabin chassis. It is, but it's back here by the axle. So I found out if I take this piece, move it right to here, I think I had to turn it around, and I cut 3 inches off this end and swapped it end for end. That goes right over top of that cross member. So then it's a straight shot all the way to here, and I use this 18-inch extension piece, but I think I cut 6 inches off of it, so this bend would end up right over the top of the rear axle. And from there I had to cut another 3 inches off this bent piece to make this tailpipe work, because it came out at a weird angle. It's hitting the rear tank. And from there I stuck that in after cutting the 3 inches off and tried to turn it, but this was too long and I had to turn it so to miss the tank and the tire, and it was pointing straight down at the ground. So I just hacked it off right there. I'll show you a video of that when I crawl under there, but it's basically it. It will work. It just takes some basic fabricating, mainly cutting. So I cut a few of the pieces, and I did have to, none of the hanger brackets work. They'll work, but you have to modify them, bend the ones that come with the kit, and I had to cut one and re-weld it, but I'll show you all that. So connects to the turbo downpipe right there, which is fine. Then you'll see right away after that first piece, let me get this light under here. This bar is not on a regular pickup truck. See, this piece would run right into it if you tried to use the next 37-inch piece. So I took that bent piece, cut 3 inches off here, I had to turn it around, and that centers the bend. I don't know if you can see it. Centers that bend over top of that this piece for the torsion bars. And from there, basically a straight shot. I wasn't able to use that hanger bracket right there. I don't know if you can see it right there, but I was able to bend that hanger bracket down, bend it all the way down, touching this cross member for the frame, the other cross member. And then straight shot all the way to the back. As you can see, I welded all these. Since I had my welder out, I just tack welded them all in place so they wouldn't move, where the brackets wouldn't come loose. So I'm gonna get a better view up here. I'm able to remove the top of my bed. It's a diamond plate I put on a while back. So straight shot after that bend. That piece right there is an 18-inch extension. I cut, I believe, 5 or 6 inches off. This hanger bracket on the truck worked, but I had to cut the one that came with the kit. I overlapped it an inch. It would pull the whole exhaust up. I tack welded that clamp. And cutting 6 inches off, it centers it right over top of the rear axle. This is wired for now. I'm going to put another hanger bracket here, but either got to buy one or cut the unused one off over there. So it's you kind of just got to play with it, twist them and move them around so it barely misses that rear tank cradle. You can see it's about a ½ inch away. And then I had to turn it, but the way I had to turn it only pointed the pipe right down into the ground. It was actually almost touching the ground. So I just, I think, cut about 1 foot off of it, right behind the tire. About right there. So like I said, if you got a cabin chassis and you can't find an aftermarket exhaust, this one from MBRP will work. It just takes a little cutting, fabricating, bending. I did it myself, removed everything and put this one back in, probably about a day. Would have been a lot easier if I had somebody helping me underneath there and turning them the way they need to be to make them work. But little disclaimer, I'm no mechanic by any means. I have no mechanical abilities. I just had some basic fabricating skills, and I thought, well, see if I can make it work. So it does work if you want to give it a try.